So she had never carried a pregnancy to full term. And when she got pregnant with me, about 4 or 5 months into the pregnancy, they did, running those regular tests. I tested positive for Down syndrome. So they told her that was the first blow. That was the first blow. Your baby's going to have Down syndrome. 6 or 7 months into the pregnancy, they told her, we did the anatomy scan. It's showing us that your baby does not have a stomach and that her esophagus and windpipe is fused together. Okay. So that was another blow. And then on top of that, one of the nurses suggested, the best thing for you, the best thing for baby is to terminate this pregnancy.
My goodness.
Okay. So before I even was able to hit go, they was like, no. Okay. So it was literally meant for me to be here.
We're going to get right back to this talk with this amazing woman in business. However, I have a really amazing thing that I want to share with you. I just launched my school, How to Access $1 Million in Venture Funding in 6 Simple Steps. And the link is in the description of this video and in the description of this podcast's bio. And you are not going to believe all of the amazing perks. A one-time $98 investment, that's less than 33 cents a day for an entire year. You get to access all of the tips, the tricks, the tools, and the money experts. I'm going to show you exactly how I have been winning and helping my clients access hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in funding to really give them that strong foundation to fuel. I've had desperate entrepreneurs who are burning through all of their savings, taking a second mortgage on their homes. Their businesses are robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you do not have to be in survival mode. Okay. Did you know that more than 60% of businesses are failing just in the first year due to lack of resources, lack of funding? It's ridiculous when there's billions of dollars being given out to support the success of your business. And these corporations, foundations, and organizations have a fiduciary duty to give you this money. That means they have a legal obligation to fund and give billions of dollars away. And I know with the policy changes, everybody is under this umbrella of fear, and they're all like, well, things are changing. Nobody's giving money. The last time I checked, money was still getting printed and it's still in circulation. So I don't buy into the fear. And absolutely, I know how to show you how to structure your business, get the right codes, get the right alignment with values of these organizations, because you deserve to be fully funded. And there's no reason you should be strapped for something that is getting printed every single day. They are searching for you. They are waiting for you to find you to put money into your pockets, millions of dollars every single month, every single year. And I want to help you tap into at least your first million. And I want to show you how to do that in just 6 simple steps that have helped me build a thriving business and not have to stress about what am I going to do to pay my contractors and my employees, to fund my podcast, to do all of these different things that I need to do to go out and widen my message and get it to those who it's for. I want you to click the link, hop on the call. And so I want to show you the right way to be in real business that is operating in the black and not in the red. And you can finally sit down and take a rest and be in a community of like-minded winners who have the funding, who have the mission, who have the right idea, and they're going to share these business success tips with you. So let's get back to this talk. That circle sister, Jalisa Hardy, today as my special guest, and I just want to welcome her.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I love just when life brings those divine synchronicities in life and you cross paths with so many amazing people, and NASDAQ is a space where I've met so many amazing people over the years. So I'm glad you put this out there for us to have the opportunity to be on here, and I was able to see it so that we could connect. So I'm excited for this conversation today.
Absolutely, me too. Well, tell us more about your professional background, your business endeavors in those areas.
Yes. So my brand is the Golden Child. So you'll hear me say I'm Jalisa the Golden Child. And where that came from, when my mom conceived me, her and my dad were on the outs. They were preparing to go through a divorce. And they called me the baby because, you know, there was grown people still married doing grown people things. Okay.
Yeah.
And, okay. Here I am. But it was some challenges that got her to this space and place to conceive me even before, because she had fertility challenges and she had 2 miscarriages before me and 1 after me. And then she had my sister. It took her 10 years to have my sister, and she had her early. They had to suture her in order for her to even, you know, carry that pregnancy to the term that she did. My sister was 4 pounds, 4 ounces when she had her. So she had never carried the pregnancy to full term. And when she got pregnant with me, about 4 or 5 months to the pregnancy, they did, you know, running those regular tests. I tested positive for Down syndrome. So they told her that was the first blow. That was the first blow. Your baby's going to have Down syndrome. 6 or 7 months into the pregnancy, they told her, you know, we did the anatomy scan. It's showing us that your baby does not have a stomach and that her esophagus and windpipe is fused together. Okay. So that was another blow. And then on top of that, one of the nurses suggested, you know, the best thing for you, the best thing for baby is to terminate this pregnancy.
My goodness.
Okay. So before I even was able to hit go, they was like, no. Okay. So it was literally meant for me to be here, for me to be able to use my voice, for me to be able to share the things that God is calling me and created me to share, because the enemy was trying to snuff me out early. Okay. Very early in the game.
My goodness. Like trying to, stack all the cards against you. Good God.
So with that, you know, my mom being a woman of God, a woman of faith, she said, you know what? I see the test results. I see the sonograms. I see the ultrasounds, but I'm believing God for a different outcome.
Yes.
And what she did was she went to a revival, let them know what was going on, and they prayed over her. And she said the only thing that she remembers is feeling like God was lifting her off of her feet and that he was pouring gold into her stomach. And when she went back to the doctor, they couldn't find anything wrong with me.
My goodness.
So imagine being those doctors, being those nurses, seeing all these different test results, and they like, we know what we saw. Okay.
Yeah, and then you have the results. It's right there in black and white.
So to come back a little while later and they couldn't find anything wrong, it was like that was God literally not only healing me, but giving me the gift of healing. So when I say my brand is the golden child, it's not just about me being the golden child. It's about me inspiring and empowering others to know and understand that they are the golden child as well. Each of us are unique and unique beings that God put us here for a purpose. And the reason that we are living is because he is performing miracle after miracle to keep us alive. Every single breath that we take is a miracle.
Yeah.
Because we all know people that have left here that are no longer breathing, but he still has a reason and a purpose for us to be here. So for me, my brand is about reminding people and helping them to understand you are the golden child as well. So I do a lot of different things spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally to support people on their journey to really see and be their most authentic selves. There are so many things that we've experienced, so many things that people have said to us, like we were talking about earlier. You talk too much, you do too much, you you too this, you not enough, you this, you that. And we take on those things as our identity. But God, we were created in his image, in his likeness. There's nothing wrong. He didn't make any mistakes when he made you. So to take on those identities of things that are wrong with you or things that you're not enough for or you're too much for, whatever the case may be, these are things that we need to be intentional about releasing so that we can be our true selves the way he called and created us to be. So that's the work that I do. Like I said, I do a lot of different things. I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner, a human design expert. I'm a licensed minister, Reiki master. I do like a lot of different things, a lot of different modalities to support people in their journey because people are in different spaces spiritually in their relationship with God. So I'm able to meet people where they are.
Yeah, I definitely picked up some Reiki energy from you. Your energy has a presence. I've been around Reiki practitioners spiritually, just they're grounded and you can feel the essence. You can feel the nurturing, you can feel the comfort. What are some of your holistic practices that people in general could benefit from using or trying out or implementing into their life? Like, something to kind of get their feet wet and venture into that direction.
So something that I do on a literal daily basis is called kinesthetic muscle testing, and it's something that's free. You know, people are like, oh, I gotta pay. Like, yes, this stuff is gonna cost money, but kinesthetic muscle testing is really using your body's innate wisdom to guide you and lead you to the things that are for you and away from the things that are not. So what I do, I have a list of daily nourishing activities, or you can call them self-care activities. And I've, curated them throughout the years, whether it's, practicing Reiki or, doing a face mask, like physical, mental, spiritual, emotional things that are on this list. And I go through the list each morning to see, using muscle testing, to see which is aligned for me for the day. And you understand that every single day, our body, our being is different. We have different needs, requirements, and desires every day. If you get into this routine of, I'm just going to do these things every single day, it's only going to be but so supportive, because our bodies change, situations change, circumstances change, life changes. And, yes, it's going to be supportive to, go for a walk every day. But you can be more intentional by checking in with yourself to see what you really need, what is going to be most supportive for you. So that's one of the things that I do, that literally every single day I'm checking in to see, what's going to be most supportive for me today. And I'm looking throughout the day and I'm seeing like, okay, that's where why that came up when I was checking in this morning, because I needed that for this experience. So and that's what I do when it comes to my clients and their care, very individualized care, very intuitively guided care, because everybody's experience is different. So you go to a Eastern medicine doctor, and they're going to tell you, you have these symptoms. I'm going to give you this blanket diagnosis, give you these pills, and send you on your way. Okay. That's what you're going to get. But the work that I do, it's very intentional, very intuitively guided, and supporting you where you are, meeting you where you are, and getting you to understand the things that you need, so that you don't always need me. You can get to a place where you can become your own guide. You can become your own doctor. You can become your own healer, because we all have the innate ability to heal ourselves. We've just been conditioned to believe that we got to go to another source, another person, another thing to get that healing. And there's nothing wrong with having support, having a community, having accountability, having other people around you. But the more that you understand that you have the answers for your challenges, your issues, your problems, your dis-ease in your life, the easier things will shift and change for you.
I love the approach of being in tune with what it is that your body needs daily versus that just rigorous daily routine. I'm more so in a space where I have my set routine, but some days I won't do it, or some days I'll switch some things up. And I think people assume that self-care is going to be harder than what it really is, like you said.
The more intentional you can be, the easier and more fun it can be. Because a lot of times we like, I got to check this off my list. I got to make sure I do this and this. But the more intentional you are and the more intuitively guided you are with it, the easier and the more fun it can become. Because it's like, I'm in flow with my being. I'm in flow with what I need, and not just because they're doing this, XYZ self-care ritual, or this person is doing this. I'm doing what is best for me and my being, doing what my being needs. Because some days it's, 5 or 6 different things. Other days it might be one thing that is, aligned for me for the day. The more intuitively guided and the more intentional we can be with it, the more supportive our self-care routines can be, because it's for our entire being. It's not just, I'm going to just, do this bubble bath and that's going to be that. Yeah. It's really intentional with touching the different parts of your being that is showing up, and even checking in with the different parts of your being. Like, what do I need spiritually today? What do I need mentally today? What do I need emotionally today? And even financially, that financial self-care. Because a lot of times some people will stick their head in the sand, like, I'm not dealing with that. Okay, whatever the bank account says, I'm gonna still swipe this card if it accepts. It's going, But even that, having those financial self-care routines, and a lot of people don't call it that, but the impact that our financial situation has on our entire being, the more intentional we can be about that and healing our relationship with money, so that it doesn't, even if situations arise financially, you like, my cup is full. So that situation is just an inconvenience. It's not going to cause me to go into this space of depression or, overwhelm or stress, because you know what? I know within my being, I'm satiated, I'm satisfied, and I'm filled. So whatever that situation is going on outside of me, it's going to get taken care of one way or another.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to let it impact my internal, because it's not a part of me.
Connection you make between spirituality and our actual financial abundance too. Like we have to be abundant in that spirit and that level head and that sound mind, so much of what we experience externally in alignment with whatever energy we're holding on to internally, what we're thinking, what are we sticking our head in the sand about, what are we not taking full on.
We are literally creating our present with our thoughts and our words. That's why it's so important to be mindful, even if you see a certain circumstance in your present, to call out what it is that you desire, what it is that you want to see, not I'm broke or I'm unhealthy or I'm XYZ, but really speaking to that abundance that you truly are. Really speaking to that healing that you truly have access to, and not focusing on past experiences or even your present circumstances, because that continues to perpetuate what you're experiencing. The more you speak into it, the more you focus on that, the more it continues to follow you in your life.
Yeah. What was that moment? Because I know your entire life, just based on the way you told us about your early childhood experience, your birth experience, arriving here, it has been a miracle literally since day one, since you were conceived. And I know that's a huge inspiration for you to be working so heavily in the spiritual realm of self-care and wellness, and being a nurturer and a caretaker of others and a guide for them to, reach their heights spiritually. But what was that moment like? Maybe it could have been in childhood, you might have been a teenager, it might have been a young adult. What was that actual like pivotal moment where a light bulb came on and you're like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to invest my time in. This is what I'm passionate about. This is genuinely, I'm confident that this is what I've been called to do.
Yeah, so my life has never been like a step point A to point B type of thing. From the very beginning, like the enemy did not stop trying to take me out just because he succeed. Then he said, "All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some childhood trauma in there. I'm gonna throw some, daddy issues in there. I'm gonna throw some, adolescent assaults in it. We gonna go the whole nine with you. You're gonna get all of these experiences and see how far you're gonna go.
Yeah.
How long it's going to take you to give up, how many times I'm going to be able to, attack and hit you, and see if you're going to give up on the things that God has called and created you to do." Yeah. So for me, I literally wrote my first book was about pretty much the first 20 years of the traumatic experiences that I overcame, and really started to open up and share about the freedom framework that I talked about in that book that helped me to overcome those things.
Yeah.
Because had I not had that and really not looked at the different things that God was providing me, even through those traumatic experiences, I would not be here. Because them suicidal ideations, baby, okay, them things was heavy, especially in college. Going through college, starting college at 17, and being in the honors program, working 2 jobs, it was so many different things. And even going from, being semi-sheltered to being out on my own in college, it was a completely different experience. So it was a lot of things that I had to fight against. And people are like, how do you still smile? How do you still radiate so much love and so much care and so much, passion and compassion for people?
Absolutely.
It's because of everything that I've overcome and how God showed up for me in so many different ways with different people, different spaces, different experiences, where I was able to overcome and show people like it's possible. Yeah. Like I literally don't look like what I've been through. Okay.
You don't. And I'd love to hear more about your framework and that framework that you're sharing with your audience. How can people connect with you and get copies of that publication or any other publications that you have and other projects that you're working on?
Yes. So my website is 𝗤𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏.com. The title of my book is It's All in Me, My Journey to Freedom and Living Abundantly. And it's on my website. It's on Amazon, Target, Barnes & Noble. So if you search that, it's under my maiden name, Jalisa Ray. So if you look, and it probably is still under Jalisa Hardy too if you Google it, but the title is It's All in Me, My Journey to Freedom and Living Abundantly. And then I have a planner that we self-published last year called the 30-Day Calm Life Planner. And that's another one of my frameworks, my calm method for living an aligned life. So the freedom framework, like I said, it really is 5 F's: faith, forgiveness, fellowship, feeding your being, and fun. So those are the things that really supported me with going through and growing through my situations and circumstances. Because a lot of times we go through and we just trying to get through it. Let me just go ahead and get through this thing. But giving yourself the time and the space to grow through something is going to prevent you from repeating that thing and also getting what you need for the next phase and stage of your life. But everything is on my website, 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝗏𝗂. I am on LinkedIn. I'm not too much on Instagram these days. Instagram, Facebook, all of them, they distractions for me. So I'm on YouTube at 𝗤𝗂𝗏 𝗏𝗀. I'm on LinkedIn at 𝗤𝗂𝗏 𝗏𝗀. And then I have Meetup, where I have 3 groups. The Mental Wealth Social is one of them, specifically for Black women to support them with their healing and holistic well-being journey. I have the Single Mom Society, which is specifically for single moms, and then the Empowered Birth Tribe, which I'm in the process of becoming a doula. So I'm supporting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Their pregnancy and birth journey. So those are the main platforms that you'll find me on. I do lives a lot on YouTube. I do 1 live a week on LinkedIn. And then my Meetup group, we have events probably 2 to 3 times a week. So
that's really cool. I'll definitely have to tap into some of your YouTube lives. I agree. I literally last week deleted the Instagram app off of my phone. What they call it, doom scrolling. It's so easy to do it. If you just go to check one thing, you click on a message and then you click on a comment, you laugh at something. Next thing you know, you're 30 minutes later. I had to take it off.
Yep. And that's that. When I saw, how you have on your iPhone the screen time. So removing those distractions has literally just supported me with being a better version of myself, being more present with my kids, being more present in the work that I was created to do. So if you need to take a break from social media, this is your sign, okay? Do it now.
Yeah, and that's an official form of self-care.
Absolutely.
Get off the social media hamster wheel, because it will have you caught up. It will. I'm so excited about everything you're developing, what you're doing. You going into being a doula. It's so beautiful. My youngest sister did the whole birthing pool, the home birth and everything. And so I got to be a witness to that process. What drew you to that? Just already being into that holistic lifestyle and wanting to know more about women's wellness and stuff like that?
Yep. And my birthing experiences in hospitals.
Yeah.
So having the traumatic experience that I had 3 times, okay? I did it 3 times. So having those there, and then wanting to learn more so that I could support other women so that they wouldn't have those same traumatic experiences and be able to alleviate the different things, especially for women of color that go in hospital settings where they often disregard what we want, disregard our desires, disregard our bodies. So for me, it was really about being able to advocate for other women so that they wouldn't have those experiences if they choose to go into a hospital setting, or know that they have the option to do it at home.
Yeah, I think we need more practitioners like you to spread the awareness to combat that miseducation, because for me to have learned about natural birth and just my being well informed and fully informed about what my options are as far as my health and birthing, my sexual health, all of that as a woman, and me not learning the full scope of that until after high school is kind of crazy. They should be teaching us that as a framework for life. And so I'm just excited about that shift, that wave, creating that wave, and more women, especially Black women, like you said, knowing they have that safety and that community amongst women to bring their children into the world.
Absolutely. It's like you said, it's a completely different experience when you feel safe, when you feel supported, when you feel like you have everything that you need, and knowing that you have the innate ability to give birth naturally. Because a lot of times they will push and force and, try to coerce and fear tactics into doing things that's going to push the process along when your body knows what it needs to do. Your body has, just like your body has the innate ability to heal itself, it has the innate ability to give birth. It doesn't need to be forced or pushed or medicated or all these different things that they're pushing that is causing more problems when it comes to not only the birthing process, but your child's development.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that they're not talking about when they say, it's no side effects or shouldn't be any issues, whatever the case may be. But then, you're forced into a C-section, or, they're telling you this is happening, so we need to go ahead and do it. Come on, y'all. It's just so many things that can be prevented just by having safety and support and advocacy for, a safe and natural birth, because our bodies are capable of doing it.
I think, and I've observed, like, technology has its place, but it really has detached humanity from like living an earthly lifestyle.
Because we're so disconnected. They call it the loneliness epidemic, where you can be so connected in so many different, virtual spaces or whatever the case may be, but still be experiencing loneliness because you're so detached, like physically, from people's being in their energy. Yes, you can feel my energy over a video call, but it's something about being in person with somebody, being in their energy, being in their space, and being able to, exchange that energy in that way. Because that's what we're here for. We're not designed to just do life alone. We're not designed to continuously do things virtually. It's about building community, building relationships, and having connections with each other so that we can support each other with making ourselves better, but also making the world a better place.
We definitely need more positive connection. We need that coaching to keep us accountable. We need guidance from coaches and the masters like you, who are going to introduce us to an open-minded concept. So not to just challenge everything, but to decide for ourselves. And are there any other projects you're working on?
Yeah, so two things. I've been launching a Birth Your Book Bootcamp. So for those that desire to self-publish, tell their stories, or even if it's like a children's book or, a cookbook, I'm able to support people with self-publishing, from ghostwriting to even down to marketing plans and launch parties. So I'm able to support people with that. But this 8-week bootcamp will take you from whether you already have your manuscript, or you're just like, I want to self-publish, but I don't know the steps of the process. That's what this boot camp is for. Because again, it's an individual experience. Anything that I do, you're going to get an individualized experience. I don't do cookie cutter stuff. Like, even though I have frameworks, whatever the case may be, it's still individualized to you. So that, my Birth Your Book boot camp. And then I'm in the process of creating a Money Moves Mastermind. And that's really to build a community specifically of Black women that are able to build one another up in every single way, but intentionally focusing on financial wealth building and building generational wealth in that way, supporting each other's businesses, supporting each other's communities, shouting each other out, and highlighting the businesses within that community, so that one month we might focus on these 2 businesses and just focus on building them up, pouring into them, supporting them, and then, continuing the rotation of just generational wealth building. So stay tuned for that, supporting people with healing their relationship with money and being able to build wealth as well. So those are the 2 main things. But again, follow me on YouTube, on my LinkedIn page, and then join my meetup groups.
I love that you're helping women create masterpieces out of their thoughts and their writings in 8 weeks with your boot camp. You are providing a mastermind to get people in alignment with abundance and to break through those abundance barriers that they have.